Hi everybody and welcome to our 1.4 support video here. So basically for 1.4 it can be hard to get started because what we're really doing is we're taking a couple of things that we've already done this unit and we're putting them together at the same time. So if we take a look at a similar question but with different numbers, then the first one that we start out with and let's say something like this. So what we're seeing here, and the hard part with this, is there's two different sets of inequalities. Everything looks different. There's a variable in the middle. It's just kind of like, what is going on here? So the first thing we want to do, this is actually kind of similar to when we were solving with absolute values. We actually want to solve two different equations here. So here's one equation that we want to solve in blue, and I'll actually write that in blue. So 2 is greater than or equal to x plus 5. So that's one inequality that we want to solve by itself. And then secondly, we can, let's do red. We can see that x plus 5 is greater than 12. There is the second inequality that we need to solve. So if you ever see something like this, especially with the variable in the middle, multiple inequalities, that means we just got to do a little bit more solving. So we solve this just like we would a normal equation. The only difference is instead of an equal sign, we have an inequality. So 2 minus 5, be careful, that's not positive 3, it is negative 3. So for our equation on the left, our inequality on the left, sorry, we have negative 3 is greater than or equal to x. So that is one solution. And then our second equation here on the right in red, following our same steps, we'll end up with x and 7. So again, we just take that exact same inequality sign right here and we just carry it straight down. So x is greater than 7 is our second solution. So based off of these solutions, we no longer need any of the algebra solving steps. We're just going to go to a number line. And we just take these one at a time. So if we start off here on the left side with negative 3, then we also see on the right side we have positive 7. And we have to take a look and see which direction are these things going. So we see that negative 3 is greater than or equal to x. So I want to take a second. I want to think about this one. And what are we going to see? Okay, so if we look at this, our little alligator. So the alligator's eating the number, not the variable, not the x. That means, okay, this one's going to go to the left. So we're going to start off with our nice shaded in dot because of the equal sign, and we're going to go to the left. Okay, great. Okay, so that's one side of it. And then this one, little alligator. And then this time he actually is going to eat our variable. Okay, so if he's eating our variable, he's eating the x. We're going to go to the right. Nice open dot because there's no equal sign. Okay, so here we go. So we have successfully taken our inequality, our compound inequality. There's a whole bunch of solving here. And the whole goal of that process is to get to this point where we just have this number line. So we have the number line, we're happy, and we just have this big gap in the middle. So remember, if you ever see a gap, we're going to call that a union, and we're going to need to unite two different intervals. So we just put a u in it for our interval notation. So starting all the way on the left here, we have an arrow actually all the way on the left, okay? So that means we have our friend negative infinity coming in because we keep going to the left forever, forever, forever. Our next stopping point is actually at negative 3, and it's shaded so we have a bracket. So we're just reading this like a book from left to right. So we start off here with our arrow. We go to our closed dot with our negative 3. And then, okay, our next thing that we see is a u. Okay, so I'll put u here. And then next we're going to see an open dot. So nice set of parentheses. The number that we see is a 7. And then the last thing we see is our arrow going to the right, and it keeps going forever and forever and forever. So we have our friend positive infinity because we are going to the right. And as always with infinity, we use parentheses. So this is actually the answer. So after all of that work that we did, we had to solve, we had to graph, our final answer is going to be an interval notation here. So from this video, hopefully you see a little bit of practice with unions, what we do if there's a gap in the middle. And the second thing that we're going to see from this video is what happens when we have a compound inequality or we are solving multiple things at the same time. The simple answer to it is honestly, you just solve like you normally would. You just have to graph two things on the same number line to help get your final answer. Thanks for watching as always. We're here if you got questions, and stay tuned.